Miami Heat, 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 Miami Heat. It feels like Miami.
Welcome to the Miami Heat Postgame Show. I'm your host, Giancarlo Navas, and with me today, reality check master Tiffany Meeks.
Yes.
We got the great Siobhan, bottom right corner.
Yes.
And his return, not only did Bam and Tyler return to the Heat lineup, Christian Hernandez, statistician and Photoshopper, returns to our lineup. Look at that beautiful face here on twitch.tv/Miami Heat Beat. What's up, Chris?
Not much, man. It was so funny. I was thinking it really was perfect timing because I know that Tyler and Bam have been out and I haven't watched a game in a while. I've just had a lot of stuff going on. And I did not know that either of them were going to be playing tonight. And then all of a sudden I turn it on and they're all in the game. And I'm like, oh, well, this is just great. So it's like right where we left off.
What a nice surprise.
About damn time you're back.
Damn right.
About damn time you're back. We're happy to have you back. And we're happy to listen. We have a lot to talk about today. This was quite the adventure of a game. What looked like it could have been Miami's best win of the season turned into another kind of the tale of what's always been. Let's start with the end of the game, Tiff. As chat says, I'm dressed like an undercover cop.
One weed, please.
Listen.
He looked like he posted up at the metro station.
What do you Tiff, I want to start with you. Let's talk about the end of the game. The lineup that was used was Tyler, Duncan, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and
Josh.
the other guy? And Josh. Tiff, how do we feel about that lineup? And specifically, what do you think of the decision for Jimmy Butler to guard Karl Anthony Towns instead of Rudy Gobert late?
I mean, one, I feel bad about that lineup. If you're going to go small, that means you need more of Jimmy on defense, which like I said to you earlier, I didn't like him on Cat because it took away his ability to get into the lanes and to help everybody, which means Jimmy needed to stay home on Cat. Had he been on Rudy, like, I was laughing all night at Rudy's shots. Like, we gotta stop acting like this man can score the ball. This man is 12 feet tall and can't make a layup. So you want your best defender on the floor to have some range in his defense. And I feel like Jimmy would have, because he reads the lanes the best on the entire team, he could have got out there and helped, and also enough to at least recover and take a whack at Rudy. Like, we have to be honest, especially if you're going to go small. I didn't like the idea of them going small either, but that's a different story for a different day.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the dueling thing, because on one hand, Christian, you have Tyler and Duncan, who have historically not been a good defensive combo together. And as Tiff said, they decided to go small. You know, Kevin Love was playing really well. You could have gone Highsmith, even could have gone Caleb to give you a little, if you're going to go small, a little more length, because they opted to go with Josh. If you put Jimmy
right
on Gobert's still going to be the screener. You could switch every pick and roll, right? Which is just good for you at that point. And then Bam can be on Cat, kind of come off to help. And I think Tiff said it beautifully. Christian, where are you at with this? Because it was frustrating for me, and I tweeted about it, and we were talking about it in our chat.
I mean, you think about what can you realistically change? Like, who in that, closing five is probably a question mark. Obviously, we're looking at Josh. And he had some nice moments offensively tonight, but we got a real problem with him on defense.
Yes.
Like, I don't know if every night has been like tonight was. Nas Reed took him off the dribble. He looked like his feet were in cement blocks.
It looked
Christian,
bad.
a lot of the nights have looked like this.
Christian, welcome.
Welcome
I
to
mean,
the team.
it's not good. And I'm sitting here wondering, how is he getting those minutes over Jaime? I mean, but then I remember it's December and Spo has already decided what he's going to do, and it does not matter what happens on the court, he's going to do what he wants to do.
Mhm.
So, you know,
I'm just surprised that Caleb didn't even get because I thought Caleb was, and I think Caleb's been a little slow defensively, Bond, to kind of start his season, but I don't know. I just think he gives you a little bit more veteran savvy, and maybe Spo makes promises. I mean, Josh came for the minimum, and Spo made the call personally. So I
that's a good
understand
point.
there's
Yeah.
going to be part of that's going on. That's supposed like, hey, I promised you this when to bring you here when we were at DEF CON 1. So, but yeah, but I'm sorry, I'm going all over the place. But I want to get your
No, you're
thoughts
fine.
on their decision to go small because I thought that was a really interesting kind of choice, and honestly, they could not stop Minnesota at all with that lineup.
And so I think it was compounded by the fact that they got Jimmy in so late. So not only were you small when he was eventually able to get in, but even before that, like it took so long to get. He came in with I think like 5:56 left. And I am personally want to see him get in especially in the fourth, and it's a tight game, and you need him on multiple ends, somewhere around 7 or 8. But to you and Tiff's point about the decision to put him on Cat, like Tiff said, yeah, now he's having to work, and then when Cat eventually does find himself closer to the basket, now you're still going to send the double because you have to, and so now you're creating. It's probably going to be Bam. So now there's dump offs and these things, and Jimmy's going to fight in the way that he is always going to. But I look at stuff like that box out. Like he had a great box out, but go up. Like, and I don't know who else on the team would have had. Sure, I don't know who else would have.
No, I agree with you, but I'm just saying
that's sturdy of a box out, but that stressed me out. But I agree. I thought that and to be fair and to be honest, I think Josh was getting eaten up defensively. Caleb was getting eaten up defensively. Jaime was getting eaten up defensively at spots. Nas is a big body. They have dribble penetrators. Nikhil Alexander-Walker is a good shooter for them. So I think we just had a lot of kind of holes around the perimeter defensively anyway, but I would have liked to seen them go bigger.
We welcome in.
I'm weak.
Alphonse Sidney.
Send Spo to Gitmo.
Is he there? I just see him. Oh, there he is. Hi, Alf.
Is Alf and Gitmo?
Dude, Alf is coming to us from 2013.
I just said don't bring me in yet. I don't know if my connection's any good.
Oh, I did not get that message. Oh, Alf's joining live from Kenny's internet.
I was gonna say, is this from your phone hotspot? Like, what is this?
All right, there we go. No.
Alf wants to set. Well, so can you hear us? Okay. Well, Alf will figure this out. We'll bring him
Alf's
back.
on free public Wi-Fi.
We'll bring him back in a second. I'm sure he has a lot to say about Josh Richardson. We do not want to miss that. Tiff, let's talk about their zone a little bit, and then we'll go around the room on that. I thought it was kind of actually before we talk about the zone, because we will get to that. Let's stay in the fourth quarter. Tiff, I wanted them to use Duncan more and handoff and pick and roll with Bam against Golbert because it just felt like they were getting good offense every time they did that, and Bam seemed like he was just going at Rudy in a way that I didn't feel was too effective.
And who makes that decision?
Listen, I don't know if that comes from the guy on the sideline or what, but
like someone has to decide what's working and what's not working. I kind of feel like, and I never say this too much about Bam, but I feel like he had his chest puffed up. Like he was, because there was probably about 6 possessions in a row where he did the exact same thing, the exact same time, the exact same way. And 4 of the times it was unsuccessful. The other times he lost the ball. So it just seemed like he got headstrong in those movements. And the other thing is once he starts doing that, Duncan's pretty much just out there. He's just pretty much out there. Jimmy's taking up space underneath. There's nowhere, if Duncan wanted to make a cut, there's nowhere for him to cut. So it just kind of like stagnated the offense to a point where there was really nothing to do. And then it gets back to, okay, I mean, Trevor, you can disagree with the way Bam played, but it is what it is. Like, there were moments where he took them out of the offense, and it's okay to say that because It's what happened. Duncan is out there to shoot. That's what he's out there for. At some point, and I said in the chat, it's time to get Duncan back in the game. It's not time to get him back in the game to be a decoy. It's time for him to shoot the ball. Like, they have to figure out a balance. And the balance is, if you got to run that play with Bam and Duncan 100 times and it works 70 times, then you're going to have to keep doing it. They have to figure out a way to keep other people involved, but also, like, you got one shooter. He has to shoot. So I just didn't, I don't know. I got a little bit frustrated with that. And I got frustrated with the fact that, like, the minutes just didn't seem balanced. And I get it. Everybody came back. We got everybody healthy. But you've got to figure out a way to get Jimmy more minutes and get Duncan more minutes. And guess what? You may have to take from Josh, which I'm okay with. We could have done with a little less Tyler in the second half once he started doing a lot of one-on-one action. Like, it just all just seemed very cluttered at the end. Bon, go ahead, because I saw you ready to jump in.
Oh no, I agree with you. I think that there was space to keep Duncan there. That stretch, I think it was either the second or third quarter. The second unit had a solid chunk. And then the subs were Jimmy and someone else. And I thought, but Duncan came out, and I thought that there was space to keep Duncan in for that. I agree with you. I think that it kind of got cluttered a little bit, but this is what December.
I think it was Jimmy and Josh.
Yeah, I think it was Jimmy and
was.
Josh. But this is December. This is what this is. This is what, trying to meld kind of all of this together looks like.
Pod name, it's December.
This is December.
That's it.
Christian, how did you feel about Bam's kind of overall night? Because I think on one hand, you like the aggression, because I think Bam of last year, even the year before, he got sunned by Golbert. I mean, it was embarrassing. Like, he got owned, but he kept going at him. And on one hand, I agree with Tiff that absolutely took them out of their offense. On the other hand, I'm like, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, big dog, because you didn't pack it in and you just kept shooting. So I'm curious, Chris, where you stand, because I think it was like you're happy. You're kind of proud of him. On the other hand, you're like, you got to be better. I don't know.
I mean, obviously I get the aggression to Golbert. He's just got like such a punchable, chokeable face, like. But I was thinking a lot during the game. I was like, it's very clear you should not just be taking the ball off the dribble right at Rudy Gobert, where, you may get a poster and it's going to be sick and that clip is going to be awesome. But 7 times out of 10, that's a tough fucking shot, and that's what they ended up being for him. And so it's like, you think about last year and how he was, and the previous years, where there were so many nights where the complaint we had was he's just not assertive enough. He needs to be more aggressive. And tonight he had the aggression dialed to 1,000. So he just needs to, he was over here before. Tonight he was like full throttle. He's got to be like here and in control and utilizing it, but knowing when to, kick the ball out and like let other people create like off the attention, you've made for yourself, like, building a position in the post. Like,
he led the team in shots.
Don't get like tunnel vision.
22 shots. Tyler second most with 18. So those dudes came out ready to shoot. Bam with the 4 turnovers. That was.
Can I say one thing to that, Christian? I think that though, like the assertion, the aggression is going to look different, like matchup to matchup. Like you have you got the Twin Towers in there, so your typical aggression. And Tiff, to your point about him puffing his chest a little bit, I think we saw, and Alf talked about it in the who the fuck does Jaren play for in the Grizzlies
Memphis.
Game. Certain types of matchups, I understand it mentally, wanting to show that you can hang and prove yourself with these dudes, and not even that he needs to prove himself, but I think that like aggression, like I said, aggression and assertion look different against different matchups, and I think is finding out what that looks like matchup dependent.
Yeah, no, and to some degree you got to work with what you have around you, and to me, I'm still not understanding. I don't know if is there like some unknown minutes cap for Kevin Love on a nightly basis, but like tonight was a night where he should be getting significant fourth quarter minutes, and we got none of that, and you have to wonder why.
He played 23 on the night as we welcome in Alphonse Sidney. Tell us how you feel, Alf, because today was not a lot of people are happy. Chat's not happy. We're making the most of it. It's Christmas time.
Your internet's
First
better.
of all, let me say, can you guys hear me now?
You look crystal clear and beautiful.
I'm actually
Bring it
on
in,
my
bro.
phone. I'm on my phone hotspot now because the
Yo,
first
that's
person
a
I'd like to
fucking
call,
hotspot.
yeah, because that first person I'd like to call out is Spectrum fucking Cable in Roswell, Georgia. You fucking suck, okay? You're the fucking worst cable company I've ever dealt with in my
Music.
fucking life. Second of all, Spectrum. Oh, what does it start with? SP. SPO. That's my second fucking problem. All right. Listen, your allegiance to fucking Josh Richardson is gonna fuck us, okay, bro? Like this is fucking stupid at this point.
I'm with you when you're right.
Everybody within the anybody who was watching this game was like, why is Josh Richardson in there over Caleb Martin, who was playing fine, Kevin Love, who was playing fine, Haywood Highsmith, who wasn't even playing that well, but he's better than fucking Josh Richardson. Like, listen, if the point is to have another ball handler out there, fucking Josh Richardson shouldn't be handling the ball anyway. Like, what are we doing? Like, he's not a ball handler. Like, stop, Spo. Listen. I don't know what the fuck you promised this dude. I don't know what it is, but listen, you're gonna fuck us with this bullshit with Josh Richardson closing games, and then next, my next thing. I don't know what you guys have covered because I only got
listen.
about 3.5.
You're hitting
like 3.5.
zeitgeist.
Just
Fucking Bam Adebayo. Listen, brother.
We just got through with it. Yeah.
Listen, I know you want a depoy. I know you want it. I want it for you, my brother. I want you to have a depoy, but you cannot lose your fucking mind every time you play a depoy candidate and start acting like an asshole. Like play within the fucking concept of the team's offense. I don't know what you're doing. Rudy Gobert is really good at protecting the rim. He's a good defender. Don't know what the fuck gets into you. Anytime you see a fucking depoy candidate, you lose your fucking shit. All right, calm the fuck down.
No, he tried it with Jaren.
And no, but
he
he
100% tried it with Jaren.
But it
every
worked.
single time. It works.
I get Jaren. Jaren's kind of a
it takes away from what the rest of the team is doing.
That's what Tiff.
Pressing.
That's exactly what Tiff was saying.
He presses. And we lose the plot of the whole fucking thing. Go ahead, Christian.
I have a fundamental question about this team. Tonight we had their three.
I wasn't done. I got
players.
one more for your ass, but go ahead.
Okay, we'll circle back.
No. I'll finish. I'll remember.
Okay, Alf, you finish.
Okay, go ahead, Alf.
Ask his fundamental question.
Jimmy Butler. Okay?
Most asshole three I've ever seen in my life.
Right into it.
Wow.
I've never hated him more.
Did he think there was no time left on the shot clock? All right, and honestly, this is Spo and Jimmy together.
Let's back to Spo. Thank you.
The play out of the timeout was a flat-footed step back three from Jimmy Butler with Tyler Hill and Duncan Robinson on the court.
How can you even be upset at this point? That's the 18th time that's
Right.
happened.
But at least it's at the end of a clock. This one wasn't even necessary. Like there was no reason. Like you could have literally gone for a layup. Like it was the dumbest shot in the history of Miami Heat basketball that wasn't shot by Josh Richardson. Like non-Josh Richardson shots, that's the dumbest shot in the history of Miami Heat basketball.
Gerald Green played here, man.
And that's still way up there. Like it was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And then Spo, like listen, the cute shit. Bringing Jimmy back in with 4.5 minutes to play after you've already given up a double-digit lead. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like do you not want to win games? Like, what are we doing?
At home? These fans paid for that.
Listen,
Nope,
good
they didn't
fucking
pay to watch
American money.
Jared, and I love that.
And you know what we need to do when we have Jimmy? And this is my biggest fucking problem. Why I'm most upset tonight. When we have Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, and Bam Adebayo, we need to win fucking games. We need to stack wins when we have our best three players on the floor. And at home. And what the fuck did we do? We sold tonight on a night we really should have got a fucking win, a signature win this season.
Yes.
Like we don't have many of those. We beat the Lakers while they were still trying to figure out how to tie their shoes. After that, we don't have a lot of really good wins.
A lot of
this could have been a
Chicago's
really
at
big
home
win.
Atlanta.
You had your three guys back. You're at home, and look what the fuck they did. Like this is, and it just boggles my mind. And honestly, it's not you're out talented. It's not like you're out coached. You just make stupid decisions over the course of the last 1.5 quarters, and just give yourself no shot to win the game.
I don't
Alf,
know,
to
man.
your
That defense
point,
is suspect.
but no,
Our
Alf, to your-
defense is suspect. Is it? Oh well, yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It looked a lot better tonight when Bam's back, but it's still suspect.
And their zone looked really good today in the first half. It was non-existent in the second half, and it made no sense when you have Tyler and Duncan closing a game together, and especially in those lineups without Jimmy out there. Like, I have no idea why they didn't go to the zone because they
Last
had.
thing before I leave.
Because
No,
they
no,
shouldn't
let
be
y'all get
closing
back to it.
together. That's probably
It's
why.
not no, but you know what the
That's
problem is,
probably
Tiffany? They were not even the fucking problem on defense. I didn't
boy.
see Duncan get cooked. I didn't see Tyler
Yeah.
get cooked. at the end
Tyler
of
was
the game.
going way too under on every Conley screen. It was
But
driving
you know
me
who
crazy.
got cooked?
Land that plane.
Who got his ass roasted the whole
Are you-
fucking
Please
last
don't say
45
Jay
minutes?
Rich. Please don't
Jay
say Jay
Rich.
Rich.
And Jimmy,
Richardson.
for dog. Jimmy,
Please
Our
don't say
point,
Jay
our
Rich.
point of attack defender, who honestly, I listen. I don't know. Like
He is
honestly,
the point of attack.
Yes. Attack there.
the point to attack.
Attack
I mean,
there.
literally. If
Give me that
Anthony
Jay Rich
Edwards
switch.
wanted kids, he could have Josh Richardson's
I'm
firstborn
gonna tell
after
y'all.
tonight.
I'm gonna tell y'all something.
All right.
We like Josh defense is terrible, but man, Josh,
You stupid.
my guy Caleb and Jimmy, they all got fucking roasted tonight.
Yeah.
Like
Josh.
they all got. I mean, yes, Josh got the biggest stick, but all three of them got roasted.
Not
He's a
Kevin Love
terrible
and not
fucking
Duncan Robinson.
defender.
What a world.
Well, first of all, Kevin Love should have. When we gonna be honest? Like Kevin Love should have closed.
I agree.
That's what I've
But
been
see,
saying.
that's because Kevin and Duncan know that they're not great defenders. We have great defenders or people who are supposed to be great defenders who are like fundamentally undisciplined. I feel like you tweeted.
You guys
it
want to
while-
know a really cool stat I was looking at before the game? Well, this is from before the game, but the Heat are plus 16.5 net with Love and Jaquez in the game this season.
Well,
Sounds fucking right to me.
Because
And I'm
they
wondering
know.
why shouldn't they be the ones closing around?
Because they know their weaknesses and they don't go out of those weaknesses. They stay
But
within
also,
themselves.
anytime that the Heat are playing two traditional bigs, play Bam and Kevin Love together. I mean, I don't know how many times it has to work before Spo even looked at the lineups today and said, "Oh, Kevin Love should be out there because this team plays two traditional bigs, right?" And then we just go away from it in the fourth quarter, and you see what happens. And then we're like, "Oh, Josh Richardson should be."
No.
It's Josh Richardson thing, man.
I feel
I
like
don't
we're
get it.
in whatever year this was that we were poolside at Duffy's.
But Christian, I've been saying it since then. He's not a good defender.
You said he
He's
just
a
been
bad
right ever
ball
since.
handler.
You just said he
Patrick
waves his
Beverly
arms
just
around.
be tricking y'all. Patrick Beverly be tricking y'all.
Okay, but hold on. Can I ask my fundamental question before Al
Yes.
tries to leave?
Please.
Okay, tonight we got a game where you had their supposed three best players.
Mhm.
In those kinds of games, do you think that Bam should have 22 field goal attempts?
What a great question. I think
Like any night. Let's ignore the fact that tonight he was facing Rudy
wait.
fucking Gobert. I'm saying
Can I
any night.
answer this real quick? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tiff. I'm hogging the mic.
So I said something, and I think it was I said it to Bond earlier when I said I was okay with Tyler and Bam taking those shots in the beginning because I thought it would level out.
Yes.
That's what I thought. I thought
With
at
like
some
Jimmy
point,
taking over later.
right. So I thought at some point theirs would come down, and then Jimmy would slowly start to ratchet his up by the middle of the third into the fourth. It just didn't happen. So the way it ended, no, I don't like the way it ended, but I was okay with the beginning. It's just they didn't. No one ever got into that type of flow where they realized they were all playing together. This is what I don't like about the three of them, because often than not, this is what they look like.
They take turns.
Yep.
Very.
They take turns, and then when it's their turn, they press. Because and Christian, what I will say to your question is, it's matchup dependent, right? It depends on what the flow of the offense is. What if Bam has 22 field goal attempts and we don't feel like any of them are forced? That's fine.
Yes.
If Tyler has 22 field goal attempts, if anybody has 22, but what I will say with this team is, most of the time, if anyone has that many field goal attempts, it's a problem.
It looks
because
like
that
this.
is not what the offense should be. Or maybe that's what they want the offense to be. But what we've seen, the best version of this offense is the open man shoots. Or there's movement, there's cutting, there's passing. When one guy's shooting 22 field goal attempts against Rudy fucking Golbert, it's a fucking problem. Like, we already know how that's going to go.
It's the way. I agree, G. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It's the way he does it. It's like,
yes,
if he's getting those 22 shots off pick and rolls with Duncan tonight, I like that, because if you're getting the ball back in the pick and roll, that means that Gobert's stepped out to the shooter and you have basically a one-on-one, with a smaller guy or a guy that you can beat. Not the catch the ball at the nail and make a move or pump fake. And listen, he hit the jumper today, and he's been like a medium to okay jump shooter this year, and he's taken like quite a bit of them. I think it's good for the regular season for him to take them, but he's 43.5%. He's in the 54th percentile for mid-range jumpers. That's like, considering how many he takes, I think you want him to be a little bit better or take more shots at the rim, where obviously he's been a great finisher his whole career. So it's just kind of the way that he gets shots and the kinds of, like Alf said, it's all contextual.
Yeah,
and I
would imagine.
I agree with Weird Alf in chat. He's like, in a December game where your other stars are trying and your other stars trying to get back to rhythm, 22 is good. I agree. I
don't know if it's good.
Here's why I don't agree.
The numbers good.
I think it's understandable.
Yeah,
I think you can justify it. That doesn't mean it's necessarily good.
But Siobhan, I would agree with that if nobody else is playing well.
Agree. Yeah.
It's not just because Jimmy wasn't playing well. Like, they've won a lot of games this year without Bam and without Tyler. And when Jimmy didn't show up for 3.5 quarters, and they've won these games, right? Because they trusted each other, they moved the ball around, and other guys scored. What happened tonight was Jimmy was selling for most of the game. Tyler was playing well, and then Bam was pressing. So that nobody else was able to get involved, right? Like, that's where the 22 field goal attempts bothers me, because there were other guys that could have played well and were playing well, right? Like, Duncan was shooting at a high percentage. Kevin Love was playing well. But then at the same time, like, you look at Spo's closing lineup, he kind of did. He really didn't give Bam a lot of options.
We snapped.
It sounds like you're in space, though.
Yeah.
You were fine. You are.
Yeah.
Like the whole time or just now?
It just happened like out of nowhere. Unlogical
I
set.
know. It was
using
like,
a sock as a mic.
though. No one's gonna say anything. It's gonna be great.
You were having a great. You were just going, and I just think. Tone says that you sound like you're taking his McDonald's order.
There you go.
Better? Oh,
bad. Much better.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck.
Alpha's face screaming, "There's a meteor coming!"
Hey, look! Tonight we snapped Triple J's double-digit streak.
He got in foul trouble.
Why?
He got in foul trouble, which is I think was what like
there probably 9 field goal attempts that should have went to him.
Well,
real quick,
I think the Bam stuff. Quick.
Yeah,
I think
it
depends on how it comes.
Tiff, what do you got?
I just need them to just get it together. I need, at some point, either Jimmy rest or Jimmy be active. Like, it can't be more of this, because more of this is going to lose us more games. So at some point, I need somebody to take the reins, because what they did towards the end of the game, that doesn't work.
What if they want to be the 6th seed? And hear me out.
You don't start that in December.
One more home game.
You don't start that in December. You don't start that in December. Do you guys?
I agree with chat right now. Polterghost says Kyle Lowry wouldn't have let it go off like that. I agree.
No, but I was going to ask: Do you guys think Kyle Lowry would have? Do you think Kyle Lowry makes a difference in this game? Because
he's
I do.
A thick red line.
I think he makes a difference in every game when he's healthy.
I do.
I don't want this backcourt. I want Kyle Lowry starting in this backcourt. I don't care which one of them. I don't care which one of them you sit. I don't care which one who you sit, Duncan or Tyler. Like, I don't care. But at some point, those little things, Kyle makes such a big ass difference.
Yeah.
And there was no
Love that.
steadying influence.
Christian,
Oh,
grow
the
up.
big ass part, right? I know. I'm sorry. I damn it. Damn it. I forgot I was up here with Christian.
That's his nickname. Big ass difference.
But the steadying things that he does, we didn't get that tonight. Did anybody take a charge? Did anybody get a hard foul? Did anybody get any of those things?
That's such a great point.
Where did we get a lot of go ahead passes? I mean, some of them, yes, they go to the rafters. But did we get any of those? Like, those little things that eke out wins, because we're the team that gives away the leads, that has to eke out the win. You need those guys. And I don't care what anybody says, they're a better team when he's available and healthy.
Tiff,
Yeah.
to your point about that, I thought that they got good stuff in semi-transition because Rudy had to be trailing, right? Because he's in the back getting the rebound. And they were able to kind of get into early offense, and they were able, because Duncan's kind of running to get open. So Minnesota's going to defend the handoff if Bam comes out, but then Bam's just like going to the free throw line and shooting a jumper, and he hit. Those were the ones that he was hitting, right? Those are semi-transition. They're trailing, sagging. Kyle gets you into those more frequently, and not that, listen, they've had fourth quarter problems with or without him, so I'm not here to say that he is the elixir to fixing that.
No, but
for sure, I think tonight you kind of wanted his pace and his kind of, wherewithal to kind of get them schmoving.
Yeah,
I agree.
Get them what?
Schmoving.
You heard him.
yeah,
Schmoving. Listen, I'm trying to make fetch happen. I'm trying to make schmoove a thing. And
Did you
think
watch
we're
Mean
close.
Girls last night too?
No, it's a class. No, that's this week though. It's it's a classic. Is it a Christmas movie, Chris? Let's go around the room. Alf,
I
Mean
think
Girls
it is.
a Christmas movie?
I had some
No, it's
Christmas
not a
spirit
Christmas
watching
movie.
it.
It's not a Christmas movie. Tiffany,
No.
is it a Christmas movie?
Is
Friends
what?
Magnog.
Mean Girls.
Was there even?
Have you seen Mean Girls?
Wasn't it like a whole semester of school? I don't remember really.
Yeah, but Jingle Bell rocks, bro.
Jingle bell, jingle.
I'm a pass.
So there was.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Tiff's gonna pass.
Let me tell you,
Is it a Christmas
There's
movie?
talking about
my problem with this whole Christmas movie debate is just because Christmas takes place happens.
Die
during the
Hard is a
movie.
Christmas movie.
No, it is not.
Yes.
The theme of the movie needs to be Christmas.
Somebody else just said it.
They sing one Christmas song.
No, and then Die Hard is not. Die Hard happened during Christmas. First of all, you can't.
Hans
be a
Gruber
Christmas,
is Santa.
What?
if your Christmas movie. It can't be a Christmas
I thought
movie
Bruce Willis
if
was
the
saying that
sequels
probably
aren't
wasn't
also
Santa.
about Christmas.
Oh, that's a great point, Alf.
There's like 7 Die Hard movies. Only one of them is a Christmas movie. That's
Well,
crazy.
yes.
The Santa Claus are all about Christmas. Tim Allen be
Well,
dead.
I would fucking hope.
What about
I would
Home
hope
Alone?
so if it's called the Santa Claus.
Home Alone,
What about Home Alone?
The first two are the only ones that matter, and they both take place during Christmas.
And Die Hard, the first one is the only one that matters, and it's a Christmas movie.
No, listen. First of all, Die Hard with a Vengeance is the best Die Hard.
I've only seen the fourth.
Was that 2?
That was 3 with Samuel L.
That was
Jackson.
3.
Anything,
Oh, okay.
You
any
don't know that
movie
is
where you
racist,
got to
Christian.
tack on extra words to the title is bullshit.
No,
It's
listen. Die
Friday
Hard with a
After
Vengeance is
Next.
the best Die Hard.
It's Friday
This
after
is-
next a Christmas movie.
Friday After
Girl,
Next is a
I've only
Christmas
seen
movie.
one Friday.
It's
It is a
fair
Christmas
to
movie.
you up there. That is fair.
Is this a
But
real
you-
stat that the Heat are minus 96 in the fourth quarter this season?
Yes.
Yes.
They
That-
lost
Yes,
that
and you know
literally
how I
lost
know it's
90.
true? Because I actually had stats where at one point they were minus 56. So yes, you're right.
They've lost 19
The first
of
time-
27 fourth quarters.
Christian,
Hold on,
the,
hold on, on. Could you say that again?
say it
They
again.
have lost 19 of 27 fourth quarters.
Yes.
Or
Crazy.
26, sorry.
Pretty
The
wild.
fact that I'm up for these numbers, that tells you this shit is real.
But you know what my favorite part about that stat is? What have you guys seen as far as an adjustment to their fourth quarter rotations, their fourth quarter approach, anything?
Nothing.
More Josh Richardson.
More Josh
Really
Richardson.
nothing.
I need more Josh Richardson like I need more cowbell.
Honestly,
Wait, but I thought we wanted more cowbell.
Take us out, Brass. No, they haven't adjusted, and then the defense
They
doesn't
haven't.
help. Like we
It's the
talked
defense
about
more
our
for me, Bond.
identity. It's
It's
the
abysmal.
defense. You can get up, but it doesn't matter as long as the other team keeps playing. We're going to let you back in the game. It's the defense.
I think there's two things. I think there's two things. I think they go into like this prevent offense. Like we're up by 8 with 9 minutes left. We're gonna try to run the clock.
Dude,
like
Alf, they run the ball on 3rd and long every fucking time.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they do. They're like,
Oh my
we're
God.
trying
Oh
to
my God!
I'm a Jags
Look at the
fan now,
Jags.
baby.
Look at the Jags fan up in here.
that.
No, but they're trying to get to the end of the game instead of trying to win the game.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
they do that all the time offensively,
Yes.
right? And then defensively, like
Can't stop shit.
well, also when you play
Can't stop,
offense
won't
like
stop.
that, you get to the end of shot clocks, you take bad shots, you get long rebounds, you get turnovers where guys are
Run
pressing
outs.
at the end of a shot clock, and these guys are running the other way. Instead of just like, okay, let's put pressure on these guys and try to score in the fourth quarter, they completely they just sell out the whole fourth quarter every single game. And like at some point, maybe do something different. Like, and there's certain guys that don't play different in the fourth. Like Kyle doesn't play different. Duncan doesn't play different. Kevin Love plays the same as he played the first 3 quarters. But some of these other guys, man, like Jimmy and Josh.
I know Josh hit too, but every fourth quarter 3 Josh takes.
If that wide open one where it was literally 1 second that ticked off the clock,
Bitch,
I was like, you got
I
a whole
was so
shot clock,
upset.
and that's what you did.
I was so bad. Man.
Come get your
It's
guy.
like when they take quick shots, they're really bad shots.
Yes.
Or they just waste the entire shot clock, like trying to run. I just don't know. Like their entire offensive game plan just goes to shit, and all it does, and it just ruins their defense. Because one thing I'll say, like they don't do their. I mean, their transition defense this year. I don't know what the numbers say. John Jablanca, help me out. But I don't know. Their transition defense has been trashed, and if they can't get you,
That's a made-up name every time.
if they can't get you into the half court, it's rough. What did I say, John? I didn't say John Jablanca.
You said John
No,
Jablanca,
that's his
but every
name.
No,
time
that's
you
his
say
name.
That's his name.
Johnny was just being real mean.
Right.
It's just I just think it's funny if somebody who's not on Twitter who only listens to the show is like, who the fuck is John Jablanca?
You sound like a TV show, like Jerry
It's
Springer.
British
Hey,
for
man.
hater.
Right. But
John
no,
Jablanca-
Alf is
it
right.
down
This
a
is
little
the
bit.
same shit. And it's like, try something new, do something new, put somebody else in. Just try something. I'm
Or
sick of
just
looking
try
at
what
it.
you've been doing. Try to do what you've been doing.
Or just try harder.
Guys, I don't know if you feel this. I feel like at this point, it is a snowball. It is mental. They know that they're bad in the fourth quarter, and when the fucking fourth starts, like, oh shit, it's the fourth quarter. Because there's just no reason for them to be this bad. Because they're fine the rest, and it's just every fucking time. Like they shouldn't. The Pistons have lost 22 straight games.
Trying to
Chat
make
says,
Josh
"Oh, trying to make Josh."
Could be
happy."
worse. Yeah.
It could be worse.
Means-
I don't know. I just feel like every time I've seen Kevin Love and Kyle Lowry in the fourth quarter, I felt a lot better about this team and about their
Me too.
chances to win. Every time I don't see those guys in the fourth quarter, I don't feel very good. And I don't
Has
care
who
Tommy made
Tyler-
you feel bad?
I-
Has Triple J made you feel bad in the fourth yet?
No, Triple J either. But maybe
Nah, he's
I don't know
great.
if his nuts hurt. I don't know what happened.
Did he come back in after the nut?
I don't think so.
Listen,
Sorry, Tiff. I didn't mean to.
that man needs to be arrested for like 5 reasons, and that's one of them: hitting our son in the nuts.
5 reasons. Shout out to Ethan.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Ethan.
Right. Well, that was cute.
I think
Tip,
that
what were you saying?
no, but it's funny because Alf's like naming people who play the same. But I feel like I said to Bond, I said, this is what scares me about how when Tyler starts cooking like this. Because he starts cooking like this, and that mofo runs out of gas by the middle of the third, early fourth, and it happens repeatedly. The
Gotta
stove
turn those
just
burners down.
right.
Cooking
The stove
way
just
too
stops
much.
working. And I felt like Jimmy's just doing Jimmy, just watching him cook for like 2 quarters, and I'm in the corner. Now I'm here.
It's
Oh,
always
let me just go
time
ahead
to
and get a
run
bucket
real
real
offense.
quick so everybody think I'm scoring.
Tiff, he's the Old
And-
Spice guy.
Right. He's watching the show. And then all of a sudden,
Tiff.
girl, the show stopped. Where you gonna jump in? When
Tiff,
we need you.
like I say, to me, I'm like, I'm watching Tyler, and what he's doing doesn't bother me. It's what Jimmy does while Tyler is doing what
Yes.
he does. is
Yeah, that's what I'm
bothers me
saying.
the most.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm
Yes.
agreeing with you. A lot of times I'm like, I feel like Jimmy's like, oh, Tyler got this.
Yeah. What did I say in the chat? Jimmy said, y'all got it.
And Jimmy just like spaces out.
Jack
Look
in
at
the
Jack.
chat says Jimmy is the friend who tells you to keep drinking.
Yo, I
Exactly.
swear,
That's
I'm
out.
like, but I swear to God,
Yes.
like Jimmy sees Tyler cooking, he's like, oh, I ain't got to make breakfast. Like,
And then, but like to Tiff's point, that becomes an issue when it's
Right.
time to make breakfast when niggas
And-
need to eat.
and Tyler's like, I ain't got it no more. And Jimmy's like, oh shit, damn.
'Cause then it
Now
turns
it took
into-
Jimmy too long to warm up.
Right.
Now
Well,
the
you
oven
noticed
gotta
that.
warm up. Now
When
the
he came
clock,
back
like,
in, Jimmy didn't even look at the basket when he came back in. Except for that awkward three. Like he wasn't
Was
even
that his
trying to
only fourth quarter field goal attempt?
I don't know.
He
I
can
don't
go to
I don't
hell. I hate him, man.
don't piss me off.
Man, fuck Jimmy and Spo and Bam for tonight. Fuck all three of them. And also, God bless them because they're the only reasons we've been to the finals twice and 3 Eastern Conference
It's
finals.
December, baby.
But fuck
It's
them in
December.
this December game. Honestly, you know what bothers me? I fucking hate Timberwolves fans. There's like 4 of them on Twitter. And they get really excited about beating Jimmy Butler, and then they find me, and I have to listen to these fucking weirdos
I
in their
bookmarked,
fucking
like,
parkas and their fucking igloos. Win a basketball game. You're fucking miserable.
then they go to that mall. That's all. That's pretty much it.
That
I
one
went
mall.
from Minnesota.
That one mall.
Yeah, shut up.
I
Yo,
don't
it has
know
a
what's
roller
in
coaster.
Minnesota except for the
Fargo
arena,
ass motherfuckers.
the
Go
mall,
ahead.
and the airport.
Oh God.
Bunch of
And grain.
dairy
Fields
eating
of grass.
Midwestern fuck. Shut
Yes.
up.
Grain and a burnt down
Grains of
police
amber.
precinct. That's all I know that's there.
It's
Take us out, guys.
December.
Right.
We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Motherfuckers
Have an
shooting and eating
MHB.
rabbits and shit.
Got a pod.
Alf, how do you feel
about Jonathan Majors?
Bang, bang, bang.
He was a scumbag, and if he didn't, honestly, that video was like, it was like, okay, like, but he seems like the kind of motherfucker to do that kind of shit. So I'm like, fuck it, I don't care.
He
Like,
seems
I
like the
feel-
type that might whoop your ass and eat an apple.
Yeah,
Black in time.
Whomst?
No,
Jonathan Majors.
I don't know who that is.
Anyway, so
Anyways.
I just believe that he got what he deserved, even if he didn't get what he deserved.
I believe he should stop dressing like a lawn jockey.
I believe.
He got one of them satchels on his with a stick and just a knapsack.
Right?
With the stick. Nobody knows the troubles I'm
Kicking the
seeing.
goddamn can.
Selling newspapers. Newspapers, sir. I got your newspapers.
Heating
the
up
rat-
beans on a
the
fucking
pine.
bonfire.
He
He out-
fumbled.
he out here.
Yeah.
He out here eating
fumbled-
rabbits off the fucking side of the road.
He fumbled that bag harder than what's that? What was that Jets quarterback with that butt fumble? Mark Sanchez. He fumbled harder than Mark
Yeah.
Sanchez.
Fuck him picking up white women trying to tell him to act like Coretta Scott King.
I saw
Bro,
a
the
tweet
show's
that was
still
like,
going?
I saw a tweet that was like,
Yes.
I mean, to his defense, Coretta's husband served some jail time. So
But he told that woman, "I'm a great man. You got to act like Coretta Scott." Any man that says I'm a great man, I don't
Cancel
care.
the show.
Yeah,
Cancel the show if they tell you that.
take
That's
him-
like
take-
when Young Jeezy was talking to Nia Long.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's
But the
same
difference is
energy.
Neil Long would have windmilled on his ass had he got closer.
That's my goat, though. That's my
Man.
goat. He gets a pass.
That's the difference.
it could sound
Neil Long
Christian.
would have windmilled on his ass. Have you seen Boys in the Hood?
Yeah. Is it a Christmas movie?
Goodbye.
Jonathan Majors was in Loki as a genius talking like a runaway slave. That's when I knew that
That's when-
motherfucker, like, he was gone. He was done.
Well, no, he was from a runaway slave era.
No, but he was supposed to be a genius. Oh, yes, sir. Yo, we gonna build this time machine, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
We
sir,
gonna
Miss
build this-
Minutes. Yes,
This time
sir, Miss
machine gonna be
Minutes.
mighty good, sir.
Woohoo, I'm gonna
He's
take
gonna
it
go
back
all
in the
the way to the
It
past.
was a time machine, dog. It was
Mighty
temporal
ho.
loom.
Did y'all watch
Mighty
Lovecraft
Lou.
Country?
You know
Black
what we
people
use?
not gonna get the words right, Christian. Just let us ad lib.
We take cotton and put it in the loom, sir. That's how I'm modeling after a cotton loom, sir.
Y'all watch Lovecraft Country?
I
I
did.
can't even believe his portrayal.
I mean, can you?
Damn. Please take us out. We're at 46 minutes.
I was trying to skip
I
the schedule
swore
for the
he
week,
turned
and
it
I'll
off like
start
3
talking about
minutes
Major
ago.
somebody.
Major
Jonathan
somebody.
Majors Kang.
Sandwich
Wait, do
say
you
we
not know who Jonathan
unhinged.
Majors
You know,
is?
we're gonna get a white Kang because of this shit. It's
Oh, wait, what?
And it's gonna be
White
Tom fucking Cruise.
gonna be fucking Brad Pitt out here.
It's gonna be Tom Cruise, short as hell, standing on the
Yeah.
block, trying to look eye to eye with one of the
Do not
MCU
threaten me with a
heroes.
good time.
Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson gonna be the new Kang. She gonna show up in blackface.
Well, I was offered the role, and so I thought that
I'm here.
I'm here.
They're gonna have Rachel Nichols.
Oh, bitch.
Rachel's gonna be one. Hey, Rachel's gonna be one of the variants.
Oh,
Goddamn. Shout
That's
out
gonna be
to
bad.
Time.
Miami Heat basketball.
Win or lose, we have fun, baby.